Rescue Nigeria from kidnappers. Rescue Nigeria from dollar falling. Rescue Nigeria from insecurity. Rescue Nigeria from corruption. Rescue Nigeria from clueless leadership. And by the grace of God, we have an energetic, mentally stable leader that will rescue us and correct all these things at the federal level. And that person is Pipo and our own son, Okoa. And we are very sure, by the grace of God, our son joining him, they will rescue Nigeria from corruption, rescue Nigeria from the hands of kidnappers, rescue Nigeria from S-men, and rescue Nigeria from Naira falling. By the grace of God, Naira will now appreciate, and industries will be everywhere. We have come today for just two things. One is to tell you what has happened after the primaries, which you already know, but officially tell you. And the second is also to let you know that, by the grace of God, the candidates will also tell us who are, because you know, this election, they have to tell us who they trust that will coordinate the elections for them. And also, so that you will know them when they come to you, you know them, and you can relate to them based on the campaigns as we start. INEC has lifted ban on campaign, so we cannot campaign. But you can see that it's only PDP that is campaigning presently. It's only PDP that has a structure. It's only PDP that have gone to 2 states. It's only PDP that have run zonal campaign. You can see who is ready and who is not ready. So that means that by the time, by the grace of God, come May 29 next year, Atiku and Okoa will hit the ground running from day one. That is the implication of what has happened. Trying to tell you that they are ready. They are not by mistake that they are candidates. Today, by the grace of God, PDP in Edo State is 1. It's not 2. 1. And there was small quarrel, and we decided that let the court take charge, let the court settle, and the court has settled the matter. So now everybody is together. We have seen who is right and who is wrong. But all the same, all that have won are all our party men and women. So the party has won, as far as I'm concerned. The party PDP has won. And in that spirit that we have started the campaign. And who are we voting for? PDP. Our candidates are the ones that will drive our own collective aspiration to change government for the betterment of the vast majority of our people. And the people we have lined up in Edo State, they are star-studded. In football, when you hear star-studded team, that means team that have alert. I don't want to call their name, even when they are about to beat them. So in Edo, we have star-studded candidates. Starting from the top to the list, we have star-studded candidates. And I will start from the list. I'll start from House of Assembly. Using the word the list, start from the House of Assembly. I hope all of them are here. I'll start from Akoko Edo. I hope Akoko Edo is here. Where is Donald? Where is on their way? Onwa West, we have Blessing Agbebako. Blessing Agbebako were in the same house together. If I am somebody that keep malice and do not forgive, Blessing and I cannot be in the same political party. We cannot even be friends. We cannot even talk to ourselves again. But today, Blessing and I, we are sharing the same aspiration, and I am deeply supporting him. And this Blessing you are saying is that when Blessing is here, he's here. If he's there, he's there. You can go to sleep about that. And we have checked, we have fought, both when we are together and when we were not together. So I can testify that this man, when he say yes, he means yes. So Blessing is the man that, by the grace of God, is carrying our flag in Onwa West in Edo State House of Assembly. This one will not be like the one that will not go for swearing in. This one will go for swearing in. Then Onwa East. Onwa is Kadiri. Kadiri is the immediate past leader of the legislative arm in majority leader, right, of the legislative arm in Onwa East. He's one young man that I've known for a long time, and when it comes to leaders, I've always sent him messages, and he has carried out those messages adequately well. Honorable Kadiri, by the grace of God, will not be like the other one that refused to go for swearing in. He will not be following one man voice. He will be following collective voice of Onwa East to make up his mind and take his decision. He will not be like Okaka that followed Oshiomole voice against the collective votes of the Onwa East people. Honorable Kadiri for House of Assembly is the one carrying our party flag in Onwa East. Thank you. Isako East. Emmanuel. Emmanuel Akaba. Emmanuel, from his definition of his name, God with us. Abi, Emmanuel is what? We Christian. God is with us. God is with him. And God is with PDP. And by the grace of God, he is one young man again that the leaders and PDP and even the court have agreed that he should be the one to carry our aspiration in the House of Assembly in Isako East. He has worked with me. He was one of those pillars that I worked with during the Edo State 20th Sport Festival, Edo State Sport Festival, that have been acknowledged as one of the best ever hosted one singular event by state in Nigeria. He was one of those pillars. Thank you. He's the one carrying our flag and aspiration in Isako East. And by the grace of God, God is with us from the definition of his name. And thank God that he is in our party. And that shows that as God is with him, God is with PDP. Isako Central. Our to the people. Udaba, Alomaye. So forward movement, backward never. Honorable Demian is one young man that did very, very well as a member of Edo State House of Assembly. When he was a member of Edo State House of Assembly. Honorable Demian is one of those that also was hit by crossfire. And a leader not being consistent with policy. A leader that just speaks, but it doesn't mean what he speaks. That is why one governor will tell him that you must not only speak, you must do what you say. But he doesn't do what he says. Oshiomole will not do what he says. My wife has said I should not be calling his name, but I can't do without calling his name because he has deceived me too much. And it pains me very much because I believe in him. Oshiomole told me that a legislator, in the legislative business, a legislator that does well is that one that stayed for a long, long time. That a legislator is like wine. The older the wine, the better. That's what he said. He said, when you keep wine for a long time, it is better and sweeter. And that is how the legislative business should be. That legislators are not what you just change like rapper. Using his words, say you don't change them like rapper. You must give them a long time because the constituency will now benefit. Say first term, they are still learning. Second term, they will climb. Third term, they become principal officers where bigger project, and that's what he said. But when he came to Honorable Damian, going for second term, he said Honorable Damian offended all the leaders in this area. He said, all the leaders in the area. I said, yes. I said, which one? Because I went around the leaders, they are supporting this man. He said, are you sure? I said, yes. He said, you sure if he goes for primary, he will win? I said, he will win. It's okay, let them go. They went for primary, he won. He cancelled it. They went second time, he won. The lady that conducted this primary told me, I'll call her name, told me that Oshiomole said he should change the result. And she was saying, this young man, I saw him, I fell in love with him. Vibrant young man, this is that kind of person we should support. Say, go and talk to him. Say, go and talk to Oshiomole. He's telling me to change Damian. And me, I love that young man. When I listen to him, he's somebody we should support. Go and talk to Oshiomole. I went to talk to Oshiomole. I cut short my trip from India, when I went to India, where they say I go to the trip, to come and meet Oshiomole. Begged him. Oshiomole said, no way. That Damian, since he came to the house, I don't see him. He's always following you. I don't see him. He's always following you. I said, so Damian offense is that he's following me. So he didn't tell me since. You said leaders, and the leaders have voted him. That was how he cancelled Damian's name after winning. And because he was national chairman, replaced it with Waziri. The Waziri, we said, I had to talk to Damian. Begged Damian, I said, Damian, you know what, don't fight. Don't insult him. Don't do everything. Go and write a petition. Drop it in the altar of God and leave the matter in God's hand. And God will answer one day. But don't say anything. For me, this is injustice, but we cannot do any other thing than just write a petition and drop it in the altar of God. And you see what God will do. You can see today, Damian is still standing. One man is kneeling down from one place to the other. Damian is standing. Oshiomole is kneeling down at 76, kneeling down from one end to the other. And I ask myself, if Oshiomole at 76 is still kneeling down, when will I now be kneeling down before Oshiomole to ask for something? If at 76. So, Damian, you can see God. God is the ultimate, nobody else. He is the one that we have decided, and our people have decided, PDP have decided, even the court have endorsed it, that he will be representing us. And when you check his number of bills, the number of bills, motions, and constituency projects, you will know what I'm talking about. Bills, constituency project, motions that this young man moved in 4 years. Kabiyesi was their speaker then. In 4 years, we tell you how progressively minded and how articulate he is. So by the grace of God, Damian is representing us in this association. It's constituency 1 and 2. Where is constituency 2? Constituency 1 first. You see, I should just stand there, everywhere just be bright. Everywhere just be bright, I should just stand up. Princess is the Amazon that is representing all of us. She's the mother that will guide the men that we are sending to represent us in House of Assembly. She is bringing on board the managerial skill of the mother, and she's also bringing in the virtue of women and also the eye and representative of women in the Edo South Assembly for the village. So, Princess, by the grace of God and the power of our people and the party, she is the one that is flagging our flag and representing our aspiration in the Edo South Assembly in Isako West Constituency 1. Then this other one, we have to find a way to reconcile him and the Princess. I'll tell you this story later. The one representing us in this constituency, Dr. Felix Oyalumo. Dr. Felix was who we wanted in the last assembly. All of us have already concluded that is the one that will represent us in the present assembly. Oshiomole came and told me that, look, his mother will kill him if Said did not become a member of Edo State House of Assembly. And that we have to find a way to get Felix not to contest. He has to be Said. And I told him, I said, we have all agreed it is Dr. Oyalumo. The doctor, not the medical doctor. He read books, so he can't be doctor. So if we have doctor representing us, he go help us. He said, no. Nah, brother, we don't sabi speak English. And I said, nah, English, I won't go speak for that place. Even the broken, no sabi speak as I speak as well. He said, he go manage. So far, he go there. Now, so, we can't take Paul Felix, go in house. We can't beg Felix. We can't say, Felix, I beg. And we can't say, this thing, we can't call some leaders. Some leaders can't say, now we want to. But since you say, Mopi, use this one, take remove shame from your head. Felix, now we first vote for you. Relax. Next one, we will support you. Let this one go. Now, so we take support Oshiomole, younger brother, the same mama, the same papa. You know the story. He too no go for swearing. 4 years, me, deputy governor, I no get representative. You no get representative. Himself join him brother, he no go swearing in. Today, God say, now the person where I won't give, when I go give am to somebody where no go represent you. Maybe now I make a no go swearing in. Now, Dr. Felix is back as our true representative. It's our constituency 2. Then, as a representative, we'll start from Kabiyesi Akoko Edo. Honorable Kabiru Ajoto, interesting guy. If you see that song, I'm looking for my journey, looking for my journey. You remember that song, looking for my journey? Who na they see when ITV the show when looking for Johnny? Honorable Ajoto, we are doing like this, he's looking for Johnny. That was when we all collectively decided that we will stake our life to secure Comrade Oshiomole as governor of Edo State when they wanted to take him out. We all sacrificed. Ajoto was one of those pillars that stood that we cannot disgrace Oshiomole. We cannot have our Edo North person being impeached, being removed prematurely as governor of Edo State. You remember that fight? Remember that fight? I passed out on the floor of the house. I saw myself at the hospital about losing blood. They hit me with axe and everything, and I didn't know I was losing blood. They said, blood, I tear my shirt, tie the leg, continue. Not knowing that I didn't tie it well, the blood was still draining. The next place I saw myself was in the hospital. What happened? They said I passed out. His hand was broken. He went to surgery 3 times. It was in Dubai. They eventually corrected that bone in his hand, trying to secure Comrade Adams Oshiomole from being removed as governor of Edo State. So when you talk about the foundation of the government we have today, you cannot talk about it without calling Honorable Kabiru Ajoto. He is the one that, by the grace of God, we voted for the last time, but through court, they changed the whole thing. Now, he is the one, by the grace of God, and our collective aspiration that we have put forward to take the flag to represent us in House of Rep, Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. Then we now have Mr. Petro. Esako West, Esako Central, Esako East Federal Constituency. We call it Esako Federal Constituency.
Power to the people. Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Honorable Andrew Momodu also have a long story. Another comrade cousin wanted to contest election, House of Assembly. I won't call that one name because that one is with us. Then him was contesting in Ekako Constituency 1. And he was the one, everybody, experience is not in this meeting. Experience should have been here. All of us agreed that it should be, in fact, Constituency 1, they were ready to die, say if no be Andrew, nobody else. And that election, we didn't even need to spend. He will all win. Coming from nowhere, say he should step down and bring Gani in. And I told him, I said, Comrade, say you step down. He has agreed though. Then Comrade I said, call a meeting. We reached the meeting, finished. Comrade said, I didn't say so. That is why you Comrade they do. So me come be the bad person. Now Andrew say, in they go contest, Comrade say no talk so. I say, Andrew, this guy told me to tell you. If you go there, now so in there. Don't go and waste your time and the remaining money. Don't go there. I said, no, I ain't go. Andrew went. By the time Andrew got there, he was leading. Comrade now came by himself and bought 100 votes to turn the result against Andrew. Two of us. 100 votes. He bought 100 votes to turn the team against him. Comrade and came say, this is where he talk. I said, I know this man. I know him. Now my papa, I know him. If you don't know your father, then you don't know any other person. I said, I know him. I've told you. It's just that I have a father that taught me good things, but he's trying to pollute it with bad things. I'm refusing the bad one. I stick to the good one. So that was how he dropped out. 100 votes, he bought them there. He was there. That's how. It's just like I advised Honorable Damian. He said, can you imagine this comrade? He can't allow me to do last minute movement. I said, but I told you that this is what he said. He said, but the way he's talking, I said, if you listen to me, I know him. I said, you know what? Go and drop it in the altar of God. God said, maybe this is not your time. When your time comes, it can be a bigger thing. So don't quarrel with comrade. Don't do everything. Just go and place your petition before God, and you see what God will do. Today is not contesting for House of Assembly. We collectively, in Esako Federal Constituency, said it should represent us in Africa. So, Andrew Momodu, that is representing the party, both us and God and the court, as the those that it should be. So, by the grace of God, God on our side, and God with us, Emmanuel, he is the one taking the flag of Esako Federal. Then this one, rugged and dogged and rugged and all that. So though it's not as rugged as I do too, but it's also dogged. Politically rugged and politically dogged. Honorable Jimo Jekbai, former chairman, former commissioner, local government, former commissioner, education, former chief of staff, deputy governor's office. You see, experience, Abi. So we are bringing an embodiment of experience, and the Onwa Federal Constituency will be the one to benefit from this experienced, young-looking man, and rugged politician, and is a very intelligent person. I can testify to that. That's very intelligent because he has worked with me in my office. He is the one that we have agreed also in our federal constituency that it should carry our collective aspiration to represent us in our federal constituency by the grace of God. Honorable Jimo Jekbai. Then the big masquerade. The big masquerade. The big masquerade. This one, Oracle of Development, we have given him all the names. But there's one name that I know he has. He has the grace of our Mother Mary and the grace of God with him. Because why I say he had the grace of God with him, by the grace of God, he survived one bullet. By the grace of God, he's going to survive the second bullet. The first one, Oshiomole said he will not contest second term, contradicting his statement of the more the merrier, the more the wine stay, the bit sweeter. He said he only one term. I said, why? He said, I ain't got agreement one term. I asked distinguish. He said, there's nothing like that. I said, me, I know if something like that day, me for no. Then, by the grace of God, they gave all of them return ticket. It became. But not only that one. This man, both Edo governor, I use the word Edo governor, all of us, governor and I were in Abuja, Delta, everywhere. The northern people, eastern people, we all agree that it should be the deputy senate president. That minute, Oshiomole changed it. He went to Villa and changed it. At the time, we said we'll rebel. The PDP were ready to join the other APC to vote for him, to still make him deputy senate president. Because they said the one that they are giving to him, Amwagige, have committed sacrilege to the parliament. He discredited the parliament, and he cannot be the one now coming to take responsibility of leadership. And that they prefer Senator Francis Alimigana. Oshiomole seen that it was going to work, he went to Villa. And that was how caucus, they call caucus, call our governor, call all of us and say, we must obey party. I know the distinguished gentleman. Say, when you come, say, since they say no obey party, there's no need to. In the morning, those people are still saying, let's do it. Senator will say, we have agreed. Since maybe it's not God's doing, no problem. If our own son they will use to stop us, no problem. Let's allow it. And that was how we allow the deputy senate president to go. You know what we have allowed to go? Now, this guy got a university for Delta. This guy has a provision to employ 500 persons. We lost all those things. See all what he put in the budget for Delta and other places. We lost all those ones because one man said another man cannot be greater than him. You know why? He said if Alimigana becomes deputy senate president, Alimigana will not be the leader. That was all. He said Alimigana will not be the leader. Because of that, they sacrificed him of being deputy senate president. That will help all of us in Edo State, not only in Edo North. That's how that one ended. So you can see I have history. That's why that man make just take I have history because I was there. All this thing I'm saying is what I was. And there's none of them that you can contradict. And that's how we now say, okay, any other committee that will bring things, he still blocked that one for another one. So all the same, they did Congress in APC. The same man went to change it to now favor himself. And as God would do it, there was space. We begged this woman agreed. God has brought him to PDP to flag our flag. It's prophetic. It's very prophetic. God's hand is in this. And since he joined and got the ticket, you can see how everywhere is electrified. So by the grace of God, this man is one man that all of us know, very generous, and everything about him is development. And that is what we want. So Senator Alimigana is our candidate, and by the grace of God, this time we will get a major principal office through him, as he is the one that is representing all of us in Edo North in the Senate, and by the grace of God, with your support, with our people's support, he will be able to represent us well because he has done it. We know him, and by the grace of God, we believe in God. We don't believe in any other thing. He will represent us well. By the grace of God, he will also be sworn in for the third time to represent us with a major, by the grace of God, prophecy now, and we should claim it, with a major principal office. So you can see that we are star-studded.